there are a lot of really good reasons as to why things have gotten smaller and more digital as time goes on, right? I mean, take like, I don't know, like a tape echo or a spring reverb, right? It's easier to put some software on an ARM chip and then worry about powering that than it is to worry about sourcing all of the different components and maintaining them over time, and warranty repairs and after sales care and shipping. Like tape machines and spring, you know, it's complicated and it's fragile. I mean, let's look at a tape echo, right? So you've got your signal goes in and it goes two places, it gets split, right? It goes to your output straight away, that's your dry signal, and then it goes, your wet signal goes on a whole little journey, right? It goes from your input into a record head. That record head then writes it onto a tape loop that is going round and round and round on electric motors, okay? So it gets written to this tape. This tape then carries that signal along to what's called a playhead. That playhead will read the tape and play it back. Playhead, okay? So it plays it back through the output of your pedal, right? So now you've got your dry signal, bump, and you've got your new playhead wet signal, bump, bump. You have an echo. You have more playheads as the tape goes round, and you get more repeats. You get more echoes, bump, 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 bump. And the longer the journey between those heads, the longer the delay gets, and you can switch on and off different heads and do all sorts of stuff. That's a lot of stuff, right? Okay, you've got like tapes and motors and play heads and record heads and all that sort of stuff. You'd be insane to try and cram that into a pedal, right? So yeah, this is the T-Rex Replicator, and yeah, it's a bit nuts. It's also my favourite delay pedal I have ever played, and probably one of the coolest pedals I've ever owned. There's just something magic about having an actual physical, mechanical thing. It's not like playing into a pedal, it's like playing with a pedal, if that makes sense. Have you ever had it where you've been playing with your delay pedal of choice, whatever that might be, and you found that either the delays feel separate from you, maybe, like either they're kind of you're playing on top of the repeats, or the repeats are even kind of cluttering up where you are and getting in the way. That doesn't happen with this. It's magic. It's just, it's all around and all encompassing, and it's this wonderful, real, analog, warm thing. It was the first time, I remember the first time I plugged into this, it was this kind of moment of like, oh, where I tried all of these tape emulations before, and like plugins and all that sort of stuff, and then you play actual, real, physical tape, even if it is just a little cassette. If you play if you play the real thing, you get this moment of like, I get it now. So on the front panel, we've got a master volume, which is pretty self-explanatory, I reckon. Just how loud things are when they happen, or don't. A delay level, which is how loud your delay is versus your wet signal, so turn that up for more delay, less dry. A feedback level, which is how many of those yummy, crunchy, warbly, tapey delays that you get, echoes that you get, and your delay time, which is how long between each repeat, as it were. You've also got a tap tempo to control that, so you can sync it up to your metronome, your drummer, your tracks, or whatever it is that you happen to be doing. Over here, things get really, really cool. I'll show you the saturate knob first. Actually, let's just have a quick listen to the dry signal. Okay, and we'll flick it on. That's really slow, so I'm just going to bring that up. The motors do make a little bit of noise, as you can probably hear. Lovely. Okay, so we've got this saturate knob here. which you can actually use as you turn it up. You can actually saturate the tape, and that's not a chip doing any work, it's not a digital effect thing, it's actually overdriving the tape by turning up the input signal. So if I bring it up, well, I'll tell you what, I'll bring it right down. Get relatively clean repeats there. If I bring that up, whoa, things get really crunchy. Nuts. If I bring that kind of back to there, and then the other thing is chorus, which is really amazing. It's one of my favourite kind of little quirks of this machine. It's just fantastic. So when I turn chorus on, and I bring this knob up here, which controls kind of the rate of the chorus, you're actually going to be able to manually see these motors changing speed and actually creating this warbling modulation effect in the tape. So if I just flip this on, right, if I just bring that up to say half, lovely modulation effects in the repeats there. If I bring it up, it gets quite extreme sometimes. Actually hear it. And if I flip that off, and then we've got heads just here. So green, red, which is much shorter, and the head is closer, and then yellow, which is all of them. Yeah, wicked. And then we can speed it right up by bringing the delay time down. It feels a little bit counterintuitive that sometimes if you want to slow it down, but actually bringing it down speeds it up because you're reducing the delay time, so it gets really fast. Kind of slap backy. Or really crazy slow. Lovely. God, it's amazing. I absolutely love this machine. This wouldn't be Nevermore audio, right, if we didn't start running other stuff for it. And this, for me, is where the Replicator really kind of becomes its own thing and kind of comes alive. It's great on guitar. Don't get me wrong, it's fantastic on guitar. It's very crunchy, but it's fantastic on guitar. But when you start running other stuff through it, it's a whole other thing. Caveat, I am not a keyboard player. God, it sounds so cool, man. Oh, it's killer. Let's put it on drums. Might need to bring the chorus down a little bit. Ooh. did. It's so cool, especially in this day and age, to see a manufacturer just go for it, right? Just go nuts. I mean, putting this stuff in a pedal is insane. Without ARM chips, there's no ARM chips, there's no code, there's no software, there's no, you know, it's not that. It's real tape doing real things, moving around on real electric motors. The chorus is real electric motors being varied to create real actual tape chorus against your dry signal. The saturation is real saturation. As the input gain is turned up, it's hitting the tape harder and it starts to clip the tops off of your signal. It's getting actual clipping, it's actual overdrive from actual tape actually saturating, and you just can't beat it. You just can't beat it. T-Rex acquired the rights to Binson and like the Binson Echo Rec, like the drum. It's kind of similar to this, but instead of having a tape going around, it's a spinning drum with lots of heads around the edge of the drum. It sounds absolutely amazing. It looks incredible. It is £1,700, so I will probably never get to play one because I can't do that. But I mean, what an achievement, right? I mean, like, you take the ethos of something like this, where you look at a tape machine and go, wow, that's really complicated. Let's stamp on it. And you take that approach and that ethos and that kind of crazy, vaguely unhinged daring, and you apply it to a Binson Echo Rec. I would absolutely love to play one. Binson, if you are watching, please don't stop doing cool stuff like this, because it's just awesome. Just please don't stop. If you've stuck with me until the end, thank you so much for watching. I really, really do appreciate it, and it really, really does make a difference. What do you think of the Replicator? Is it too crunchy? Is it a bit too character-y? I really like the character of the Replicator. It's something that I reach for if I want things to be a bit distorted and a bit mean and a bit nasty and a bit warbly and great. But it's also, you know, it's not just for nasty things. Obviously, I mean, hopefully on the piano there I was able to convey that it can actually do some really lovely things. What's your favourite delay pedal, and what other pedals can you think of that have the real mechanical juicy charm there? There's something so special about real mechanical things doing the actual thing, like a real spring reverb tank. One of my absolute bucket list pieces of gear is the Roland RE201. I don't think I'll ever own one because they just keep getting more and more expensive, but oh man, I want one of those. Thank you so much for watching. I am Lars. This has been Nevermore Audio. Thank you so much for checking us out. We've got more things coming along in the pipeline. We've got a website 95% of the way there. We're going to start making sample packs and all that sort of stuff. So if there's anything that you would like to see in terms of sample packs and sounds and all that sort of stuff that you would use and you would find applicable, please let me know, because I will do my best to go and grab them. Thank you so much once again.